Good morning. Welcome to the Daily Echo. It is Monday, August 18th. Thanks for tuning in, and we are ready for a marvelous Monday and an incredible week, hopefully the best week you've ever had. And if you plan on it, it probably will be. The title of today's story is, Which Dog Are You Feeding? And I've heard two stories that talk about this. One of them's funny, the other one not so funny. When I was with Ed Foreman last year, he talked about an Alaskan man that raised these two dogs. And every weekend, he would take them to the village and they would fight. And the villagers would bet on the dogs. And one of the people came up to this man, after about 6 weeks of this, and he said, it's amazing. He says, every week your two dogs fight, one of them wins, one loses, but he said, every week you always seem to bet on the dog that wins. And he says, how do you do it? And the man says, that's easy. He says, I just bet on the dog I've been feeding all week. So it is a funny story, but it has a lot of sense in our own lives. And in our minds, we have two dogs. And this is the second story, and we'll talk a little bit about them. Similar experience, a man comes to a spiritual advisor in one of his tribes. And he goes to this man and he tells the spiritual leader, I have a problem. He says, I'm always seeing these two dogs in my mind. One is evil, it's mean. Its behavior is wrong. It's constantly vicious and ferocious. It doesn't have any kindness. And he says, the other is this kind and gentle and dog that loves everyone and treats people kind and is just a good dog. He says, I'm really concerned which one is going to win. And the spiritual advisor, similar to the other one, he says, it's easy, my friend. He says, the dog that you feed is the one that's going to win. And I heard a Navy SEAL talk about this the other day in his training. And he likens his mind like this all of the time. And each and every one of us have two dogs in our mind. We have an evil, mean, vicious, a lazy. We have this one that is outgoing, motivational, that's happy, that's friendly. And the dog that survives, the one that we are, is the one that we feed. And we talk about this all of the time on the Daily Echo. We talk about the things that we do. Are we feeding that negative side of us, or are we feeding the positive side? And if you have a hard time doing the things we talk about, reading the material, listening to the positive things, doing those things that sometimes are uncomfortable, just understand it's as simple as that. The dog that you feed will be the dog that dominates your life. And it's easy to see weeks down the road, months down the road, or years down the road. Or you can sidestep and not wait 5 years and see where your life goes. Look at the lives of other people and see the dogs that they've been feeding and see where they are. Don't follow that same trap. A great quote many years ago from Benjamin Franklin was that experience keeps a dear school, but fools will learn in none other. There's no reason for us to go through the experience of the other people that have gone through this road. We know what we do when we feed the bad dog and how the life turns out many years down the road. I know it's difficult sometimes to do the little things that we talk about, the getting up early, the listening to motivational things, the reading the positive things, turning off the negative TV. But understand, when you're doing those other things, you're feeding the bad dog. Start feeding the good dog. Have a great Monday, a magnificent Monday. We'll be talking to you again tomorrow. As always, thanks for taking time to listen.